What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again. Got a cool guest knife to show you today, and one I've been loving playing around with. This is the Boker Plus Skull Edition Kalashnikov Automatic. I believe this is a Blade HQ exclusive. Could be wrong on that, but either way, it is very cool. In fact, this is, I think, my first side opening automatic. I have one OTF that I got as a gift last Christmas, but as far as auto knives go, I have very little experience. So I'm going to give you guys the specs on this, tell you what I think about it, what it would be good for. Because this is not mine, so I can't tell you how it performs, but I am very excited to do a video on it. So specs first, 3 1/4 inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge. Your handle length is going to be 4.375, making your overall length 7.625 inches. This is the normal sized Kalashnikov automatic from Boker Plus. They do have a mini, just same blade, just a shorter cutting edge and handle, of course. Blade thickness on this one is going to be fairly thick at 0.67. And I'm assuming those are those grooves here, because this body of the handle does not seem that thick. Your blade thickness is 0.12. Looks thinner than that because this does have kind of a false edge. This is a spear point. And then your weight on this thing, 3.7 ounces. So pretty light for the size, and I think for the capability here. Now, obviously, the first thing you guys are going to notice on this one is the skull logo on either side. If I rotate it fast enough, it kind of looks like a full skull there. Anyway, pretty cool. These come in nearly any variety that you'd want. Blade HQ actually converts them into an auto. They take this model and then I think they add some sort of coil spring, and they have very good action. Not the fastest automatic I've ever seen, but these are kind of generally accepted as the standard for budget autos. There's not a whole lot of automatics in this price point of, you know, let's say $30 to $50. Because this one is an exclusive and I think they have a limited quantity, this one is $44.95 currently on Blade HQ. I think they did a Black Friday deal on it too. It was down to like 30 or something. It was pretty cheap. So blade first, you can see spear point here. I believe this is flat ground. So this is not going to be an exceptional slicer just because that grind is not traveling very far. Your blade is thickest right here in the middle. It looks kind of like that stiletto profile. And then you do have a false edge up on top. Very cool looking blade shape. I think it's very attractive. But as far as EDC purposes, I think it's going to perform okay. This blade shape is definitely made for more penetrating tasks, which I guess you could do with this knife. But that is the blade here. Blade steel is AUS 8. You can see Boker Plus's logo there on the grind. Black coated, and then they got that etched skull in there. Pretty cool. Maybe not to my liking so much. They have a Desert Warrior coloration in this one with a copper blade and a green handle. I like that one quite a bit. Here's your blade for you. Came pretty dang sharp from what I've heard from the owner. And there's your action. Your firing button. Very snappy. Deploys every time. And decently easy to close one-handed, which I was surprised. Something with this much tension I thought was going to be a struggle to close one-handed. You know, I thought you'd have to press the spine of the blade up against your pants or something like that, but it's not bad. The button is recessed nicely, allowing your thumb to have to really get in there to press it. I don't think this is going to accidentally press in your pocket. And even if it did, it'd be pressing up to the spine, so it wouldn't deploy in your pocket, which is nice to see. Lockup, actually really good. There's a tiny bit of side-to-side play, no up and down. From my minimal experience with plunge locks and locks of this type, blade play is not all that uncommon, and I do have some trust in that plunge lock at least. Your handle is made out of aluminum, and this is not anodized. I've heard that this is painted on coloration here. Got some kind of cool traction in there, and then these 3 grooves. The ergonomics are better than I expected, but they're not perfect. You got kind of these finger choils for each one of your fingers. It feels good in a hammer grip, maybe even in a reverse grip. You got some jimping up here for your thumb, and then your normal saber grip's not bad. You got some jimping up on top. There's your stop pin here. Obviously, this is kind of a blacked out stealth kind of version. Open construction. Pretty cool pocket clip here. It is deep carry, and I believe it is reversible to either side. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. This could be just a one position pocket clip for right-handed tip up carry. Carries very nicely. I threw it in the pocket a couple times. Good tension on that spring clip. Not a huge fan of how they kind of bumped that out, just like the handle, but for the price, I can't really complain. Another cool feature to talk about here is the pivot. I don't know if my camera will focus on that, but it says Boker Kalashnikov in there with a little star. Pretty cool touch on more of a budget knife, and especially a budget auto. So all in all, I think these things are awesome. I think you can choose your flavor, choose the style you want, even choose the size you want. I mean, these things come in Tonto blades, worn cliffs, drop points, spear points, you know, bright orange handles, camo handles, black handles, anything you'd really want. In fact, there's some different blade finishes to choose from as well. I believe they have a satin, a black coating like this. Some of them even have that copper coating, and some of them even have a smoke wash, which is very similar to a black wash or an acid wash. So all in all, I think this Boker plus Kalashnikov in any style is a staple in an EDC collection. If autos are your thing and they are legal to own and carry where you are, which they are for me, but I know in a lot of places they are not. So guys, that's about it. I think this knife might be making its way into my collection soon. I just got to choose my coloration. But all in all, I've always wanted an auto, not for the necessarily faster deployment than a speed save for any other assisted opening, because that's nearly as fast. I don't need my blade out immediately, but there's something very satisfying about that sound, about that lockup. Even the detent's pretty good, holds that blade in there. I'm not afraid of it shaking open and deploying when I don't want it to. In fact, I need to show you guys the blade centering, which is perfect. I know it's kind of hard to see in there considering that's all black, but it has been very good for the couple days I've been checking this out. So yeah, guys, I recommend it. I don't know how well they perform. I don't think I'd go with the spear point version just because I think there's more useful blades out there. But as far as cool factor and bang for your buck, I don't think you can beat it. So guys, thanks for watching as always, and remember, have fun with your knives.